Something absolutely incredible has happened today with Bitcoin that is the signal for the next crypto market run. Let's take a look. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another crypto video. Today we have seen something that is a major signal for us to be buying Bitcoin and many other cryptocurrencies, and it could be the last chance for you as an investor to get into any crypto very cheap right now. But before we take a look at exactly what that is, please remember to leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy today's video, and of course if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. I'd also love to know your thoughts and your predictions as to where we could see the crypto market go in the next 12 months down in the comments section below. But without further ado, let's jump straight into today's video. Welcome into the Bitcoin chart, guys, and if you're wondering why we're in the Bitcoin chart, it is because this is where we are seeing an indicator that we're about to enter the next crypto market bull run. And obviously all these runs are always driven by Bitcoin, but in order to understand what's happening, we need to go back into the past. And I want to use 2017 as an example. And we've seen this more than just 2017, but typically what we see is the same pattern occur. And I'm just going to extend the chart here just so it makes it a bit easier to visualize on the chart. What we saw was a fantastic uptrend form itself as we started moving into the bull run. And along that period, we saw wedges form. And these were obviously bullish wedges. And each time we got to this critical point on the line, as we kept moving up, we broke in an upwards direction. Now, this happened on a few occasions. And obviously on the weekly chart, yes, it's a bit more, I suppose, easier to visualize. But on the daily chart, you can really see the nitty gritty of that. These wedges are forming on a consistent basis before breaking out eventually on the second into this insane run where basically we hit a peak of that time in 2017 of $19,666. Now, what's interesting is we are now experiencing that exact same pattern. And that exact same pattern, I'm just going to reset the chart here so I can display it for you, is extremely obvious. Right here, we are seeing this nice little pattern form, and I'm just going to go into the daily chart because it's a bit easier to draw for you guys, and it will give you a greater understanding of exactly what is going on here. So we've seen this pattern form once again. Now, what did we see prior to this point? Well, we saw our first wedge formed and hit exactly on the bottom of this line. This was basically the kickoff of this nice little pattern forming. Now, secondly, we have seen once again another wedge form. I'm just going to grab this tool here, show you exactly where that wedge is, and then as you can see, we hit the line and broke out. We have now seen for the third time occur another wedge. We've got the downwards motion here once again right there, and we're going to grab the final bottom line, and you can see the wedge has formed and we are now starting to break out of that. We've bounced off that key line here and we're now moving in an upwards direction. Now, what does that signal for us? Well, let's go back to the weekly chart. And what that showed us on our previous run where we hit the all-time high at the time of 19,666 was when that run started, basically from that line on the 25th of September, we jumped from $3,800 to that huge value, almost $20,000 per Bitcoin. Now, when you actually think about that, we're talking 4 or 5 times the value at that point in time. And it was literally within a couple of months we saw that. Now, if we then take that and have a look at Bitcoin, where could we go from here? Well, we're sitting at 55,000, right? That could mean we could go to a value of something insane like $200,000 per Bitcoin in this run. Now, a value of $200,000 per Bitcoin literally within the space of 2 to 3 months sounds insane, but based on history and what we've seen in many other bull cycles, these are the sort of multiples that we're actually talking about and actually seeing. Regardless, this is just an indicator to show us that the overall crypto market has bounced off its dip and it is now moving in the right direction. We need to see that wedge break out, obviously, but we've seen that short-term downtrend be broken after we hit that little uptrend line and we started bouncing straight off it. And that is very important. We've now bounced off that line on 3 separate occasions. And that means it is a strong point of support and a strong channel that is forming for us to move in an upwards direction. Many people are still calling Bitcoin to $100,000 by the end of this year. Is it feasible? Well, if history actually repeats itself, it is a strong possibility. But it is still a lot of money based on where we're currently sitting at about 57,000 US dollars per Bitcoin right now. But we have seen in the past the absolute speed and velocity that we've seen this coin move, and many other cryptos as well. And when we saw this bounce today, not only did we see Bitcoin rise, we saw many other altcoins start rising in value as well, indicating that market sentiment overall is increasing significantly, with investors wanting to get in and wanting to push the market up from this point. They are using this as a key signal to say the bottom's in and we are moving in an upwards direction. So for you as the average investor in the crypto market, whether it be Bitcoin, whether it be altcoins such as Ethereum or Cardano or Luna or whatever it may be, what does this mean for you? Well, based on history, what we can interpret is typically that history repeats itself when it comes to investing in the crypto space. You can also apply a similar sort of methodology when it comes to the stock market. And what we can infer from this is, if history does repeat itself, this could be the lowest you could ever get into crypto once again, ever. In history, we could be seeing a repeat of what we saw back in 2017, where we went from literally like $3,800 per Bitcoin all the way up to $19,000. That is a huge leap. And if we saw the same sort of leap, we are experiencing well over $150,000 per Bitcoin. So this may be the last opportunity for you to get into Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies for that matter at these low prices. I'd love to know what you guys think Bitcoin is going to do in the overall crypto market down in the comments section below. Do you think we're going to see history repeat itself, or do you think that this is just a false indicator and people's expectations are getting a bit too high? I'd love to know. And of course, if you did enjoy today's video, remember to leave a thumbs up and hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications if you want to see more of this sort of content in the future. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I hope you did enjoy today's video, but I'll see you next time. Cheers.